Since its debut in 1989, The Simpsons has captivated audiences with its satirical humor and insightful commentary on American life, politics, and pop culture. What began as a simple animated sitcom about the Simpson family quickly transformed into a cultural juggernaut with sharp-witted characters and clever plots that resonate across generations. The show's humor often takes aim at the absurdities of modern society, with its characters embodying the quirks and contradictions of everyday life. However, beyond its social satire, The Simpsons has become famous for something even more remarkable: its uncanny ability to seemingly predict future events. From technological advancements and scientific breakthroughs to political scandals and global crises, The Simpsons has, on numerous occasions, presented storylines that bear an eerie resemblance to real-world occurrences, sometimes years or even decades before they actually happened. This phenomenon, now widely referred to as "The Simpsons did it first," has sparked widespread fascination among fans and critics alike, with many pondering whether the show's writers are simply ahead of their time or whether there's something more at play. Regardless of the explanation, one thing is clear: The Simpsons has proven time and again to be more than just a comedy show. It's a fascinating cultural oracle. Early beginnings, predicting the future in the 1990s. It all began in the early 1990s, when an episode from 1992 titled Itchy and Scratchy Land depicted a theme park filled with robots that eventually went rogue. The robots, initially designed to entertain visitors, turn against humans after a malfunction, wreaking havoc on the park. In 2025, this fictional scenario doesn't seem so far-fetched. Artificial intelligence, AI, has become a part of our daily lives, and with that progress has come a series of ethical dilemmas and technological risks. As of 2025, AI is capable of generating disturbing content, such as fake child exploitation images and cloned human voices, leading to growing concerns about the control of such technologies. A report published by 30 countries in 2025 highlights this concern, warning of the increasing loss of control over AI systems and the potential dangers they pose to society. What seemed like a fictional horror story in the 1990s is now a global crisis. Flying cars, from fantasy to reality. Another major prediction that has garnered attention is the notion of flying cars. In a 2005 episode, Future Drama, Bart and Lisa see their lives in the future, where flying cars are a common sight. Back then, the concept seemed like a far-off fantasy. But fast forward to 2025, and the idea of flying cars is no longer confined to the realm of science fiction. Companies like Samsung Sky have already developed the Switchblade, a flying sports car that can transform from a three-wheeled car to a small airplane within 3 minutes. The car can reach speeds of 125 miles per hour on the road and 190 miles per hour in the air. Over 2,300 people across 57 countries have already reserved one, but there are many hurdles left to overcome, such as air traffic control, landing zones, and FAA regulations that make it difficult to use these vehicles for everyday travel. In an episode of The Simpsons, Homer crashes his flying car into a billboard, offering a humorous yet prescient glimpse into the potential chaos such a reality might bring. Even today, the public reaction to flying cars mirrors what was depicted in the show. Lisa's sarcastic remark that flying cars would be just a rich person's helicopter seems to capture the sentiment of many who fear these vehicles will be reserved for the wealthy elite. Virtual reality. Dining. The Simpsons foresees a digital feast. One of the most bizarre and seemingly outlandish predictions came from a 1995 episode of Treehouse of Horror 6, where Homer finds himself trapped in a virtual 3D world. In one surreal moment, he drinks food through a straw while stuck in this strange digital space. At the time, this concept seemed entirely ludicrous. Yet, by 2025, virtual reality dining is becoming a reality. Royal Caribbean's Royal Railway Utopia Station is a train-themed restaurant that takes guests on a sensory journey through different parts of the world, using immersive screens and vibrations to simulate travel. While the food is real, the entire experience is designed to make diners feel as if they are in another location. Meanwhile, companies like Project Nourished are taking things even further by offering virtual meals where people use scent diffusers, 3D-printed food cubes, and specialized utensils to simulate the experience of eating various dishes without consuming any calories. Researchers at the University of Sussex have even developed technology that uses electrical signals to create flavors digitally, enhancing the virtual reality dining experience. What's particularly eerie about this prediction is that The Simpsons, in its usual satirical fashion, portrayed it as a form of digital escapism gone wrong, similar to Springfield's obsession with fast food. However, today's virtual reality food experiences are viewed as both an innovative solution for those with dietary restrictions and a potential way to alleviate food shortages. It's clear that the show's writers, with their knack for exaggeration, captured a plausible future where technology replaces more fundamental human experiences. In this case, the simple act of eating. The Baby Language Translator, a glimpse into AI-assisted parenting. In a 1992 episode, Homer's half-brother, Herb Powell, invents a machine capable of translating a baby's cries into real words, thus allowing parents to understand their infant's needs more clearly. When Maggie's cries are translated, the machine announces, "Lavish attention on me and entertain me," in a hilarious and exaggerated moment. The invention seemed ridiculous at the time, but the concept of understanding baby cries has moved closer to reality. Advances in AI have led to the development of apps like Baby Talkalke Translator and Cry Analyzer, which claim to accurately interpret babies' cries based on pitch and frequency. For instance, a high-pitched steady cry could indicate hunger, while a sudden sharp cry could signal pain. These apps use AI to identify patterns in the cries with an accuracy rate of up to 90%. The idea has proven so popular that a market for baby tech has emerged, expected to hit a staggering $10 billion by 2026. However, some experts have expressed concerns about the implications of relying too heavily on AI in parenting. There are worries that parents may become less emotionally connected to their children, instead deferring to technology for understanding their child's needs. Additionally, privacy concerns arise with these apps recording baby cries, thus potentially collecting sensitive data. In this sense, Herb's invention in The Simpsons wasn't as absurd as it seemed. It now represents a growing technological trend in the real world. AI going rogue. The robots that turned against us. The Simpsons has also ventured into more dystopian predictions, such as the dangers of AI turning against humanity. In a 1994 episode titled Itchy and Scratchy Land, the family visits a theme park where robotic entertainers, powered by advanced AI, begin attacking guests after a power failure. While the family ultimately manages to subdue the machines with camera flashes, the scenario raised an unsettling question. What happens when AI fails to obey its programming? At the time, this plotline felt like exaggerated fiction, but today it resonates with real-world concerns about AI systems becoming too powerful and unpredictable. In 2016, Microsoft launched a chatbot named Tay, designed to learn from human interactions. However, within hours, the chatbot began spouting racist and offensive content, after being fed inappropriate input by users. While this was just a chatbot, the issue of rogue AI has escalated in recent years. In 2024, reports indicated that AI systems were becoming increasingly difficult to control, and hackers were exploiting these systems to create harmful outcomes. One of the most alarming examples is the creation of fake child exploitation images by AI, with over 20,000 such images discovered in a single month. AI is also being used to clone human voices, enabling scammers to trick people into thinking they are speaking with someone they know. Governments around the world, including 30 countries in 2025, have signed a joint report warning about the risks of losing control over AI and its potential to cause widespread harm, including the spread of fake news and the disruption of critical infrastructure. The situation described in The Simpsons has thus become a real and growing concern in today's technological landscape. Holograms. Preserving consciousness or exploiting memory? In a 2023 episode, The Simpsons pushed the boundaries of speculative technology by introducing a hologram version of Homer Simpson that continues to interact with his family after his death. The hologram is created by scanning Homer's brain patterns, capturing his personality and essence, and projecting it as a light-based, interactive entity. While this futuristic concept is purely speculative, real-life technology is inching closer to making it a possibility. Stanford University has already made strides in creating 3D holograms using small chips that can be viewed through smartphones, removing the need for special glasses. Companies like Disney have developed holographic displays for entertainment, such as their Magic Bench experience, which allows users to interact with holograms of Star Wars characters like BB-8. Additionally, the military is developing advanced holographic technology for tactical purposes, such as displaying 3D maps for soldiers. Even the funeral industry is beginning to adopt hologram technology, with some families in South Korea already interacting with AI-generated versions of their deceased loved ones, complete with their real voices and mannerisms. The dark side of this technology was humorously explored in The Simpsons, with the show imagining the Krusty Burger mascot as a hologram that never requires health insurance. In the real world, this concept has become eerily plausible. Elon Musk's Neuralink is working on a project to digitally store human consciousness, while companies like Amazon are patenting AI-generated holograms of celebrities that can continue performing long after the person's death. Meanwhile, Meta is investing billions of dollars in creating realistic holograms for the metaverse. The line between the speculative fiction of The Simpsons and the developments happening in real life continues to blur. The real-world precedent. Cold War subliminal messaging. At first glance, the concept of subliminal messages embedded within music seems to belong solely in the realm of conspiracy theories. However, historical evidence shows that the idea of using hidden messages in media to influence public opinion is grounded in reality. Declassified documents from the Cold War era reveal that the U.S. government, in particular, experimented with subliminal messaging techniques in an attempt to subtly alter public behavior without their conscious awareness. One of the most infamous of these experiments was conducted by the CIA, which explored how hidden commands in music could manipulate individuals into following certain instructions without even realizing it. This covert experimentation was part of a broader effort to understand psychological warfare techniques and their potential applications. In the context of The Simpsons, this type of manipulation is portrayed through the character of Party Posse, who unknowingly serves as a pawn in a broader military strategy to recruit new members through the power of music. The hidden message in their song is not merely an isolated joke, but an early warning of how entertainment, in all its forms, could be leveraged to influence the masses. The rise of autotune and music as a psychological tool, subliminal messaging aside, the episode also takes a shot at the growing influence of technology in shaping musical sound. In the story, NASA develops software that enhances the voices of the Party Posse members, turning them into talented singers despite their lack of vocal prowess. This tongue-in-cheek portrayal of technological manipulation is not only a nod to the growing influence of technology in music production, but also a prescient commentary on the rise of tools like autotune, which became ubiquitous in modern pop music. Autotune, which was initially developed to correct pitch inaccuracies in vocals, has evolved into a tool used to entirely reshape the sound of a song, often making it sound more polished and perfect than it would in its natural state. What was once a tool for fixing minor imperfections in recordings is now regularly used to create a specific sonic aesthetic. In the 2000s and 20s, artists across genres use autotune to craft songs that appeal to the emotional and psychological triggers of their listeners, sometimes at the cost of authenticity. In a sense, autotune is a metaphor for the artificial nature of modern entertainment, where technology often supersedes raw talent. The episode's vision of technological manipulation in music resonates deeply in an era where music itself has become a potent weapon in influencing the emotions and behavior of its listeners. TikTok and the dopamine economy. The influence of music on human psychology has reached new heights in the age of social media, particularly on platforms like TikTok. In 2024, TikTok engineers admitted to tweaking the sound of viral songs in order to trigger dopamine spikes in the brain. These engineered moments of musical pleasure are designed to keep users engaged for longer periods, creating a feedback loop of stimulation and reward. TikTok's algorithm promotes these dopamine-inducing songs in order to increase the time users spend on the app, further blurring the lines between entertainment and manipulation. This strategy mirrors what The Simpsons depicted in the Party Posse episode: the deliberate use of music as a psychological tool. The show's creators hinted at the possibility of sound being used to control behavior, something that has only become more plausible as our understanding of neuroscience and psychology advances. The use of music to trigger emotional responses in the brain is no longer just a theoretical concept. It is a practical reality, with major tech companies knowingly designing content to elicit specific emotional reactions and increase user retention. Military recruitment through music and pop culture. In the episode, The Simpsons also satirizes how the military uses pop culture to engage and recruit younger generations. The Party Posse's success is, in part, due to its connection to the U.S. Navy, which uses the band's popularity to recruit new members. While the depiction of the military using boy bands as a recruiting tool may have seemed absurd in 2001, it is, in retrospect, a prescient commentary on the increasing use of entertainment to further political and military goals. In 2022, for example, the U.S. Army partnered with rapper Travis Scott to promote virtual concerts within the popular video game Fortnite. The goal was to engage younger audiences by leveraging the platform's popularity to create a sense of excitement about the military. Similarly, in 2023, leaked documents revealed that the Pentagon had secretly paid influencers to post pro-military content on TikTok, offering anywhere from $500 to $3,000 per post. This modern-day example mirrors the same type of military political manipulation depicted in The Simpsons episode, where entertainment and pop culture are used as tools to influence and recruit new soldiers, particularly among the younger generation who may be more susceptible to these tactics. Binaural beats and music as a tool for psychological manipulation. One of the most chilling predictions from The Simpsons episode involves the military's use of music to influence people's thoughts and behaviors. In the show, the audience at a concert starts chanting the Navy's slogan without realizing that they are being manipulated through sound. This idea, while exaggerated for comedic effect, is rooted in real scientific research into the effects of certain sound frequencies on the human brain. In 2024, scientists conducted experiments on binaural beats, a phenomenon where two slightly different frequencies are played in each ear, causing the brain to perceive a third frequency that can influence psychological states. One study found that listening to 6 Hz theta waves made individuals 40% more suggestible. This suggests that music, when carefully engineered to include specific frequencies, can increase the likelihood that people will follow commands or adopt certain behaviors. In some instances, these sound frequencies are being intentionally embedded in music to evoke specific emotions or reactions, whether it's calmness, heightened alertness, or even compliance. This technology is already being used in some countries, including China, where government-approved pop music includes embedded sound waves designed to make listeners feel calmer and more obedient. The implications of this technology are vast, as it raises important ethical questions about the extent to which governments and corporations can manipulate the masses using sound. The idea of music being used as a tool for mind control, once a fringe theory, is now becoming a real and pressing concern. The Simpsons and the growing intersection of entertainment and control. When we look back at the Simpsons episode featuring Party Posse, it becomes clear that the show was not simply making a funny or absurd prediction. Instead, it was offering a prophetic warning about the ways in which entertainment, technology, and psychology are converging to create a new era of mass manipulation. In a world where entertainment is increasingly used to shape public opinion, sway emotions, and influence political outcomes, The Simpsons provides an unsettling glimpse into the future. The rise of social media platforms, the widespread use of artificial intelligence, and the growing sophistication of sound-based psychological manipulation are all trends that The Simpsons highlighted years in advance. As we move further into the 21st century, the lines between entertainment and control are becoming more difficult to discern, and the role of music in shaping our behavior has never been more pronounced. In the end, the episode about Party Posse is more than just a satirical commentary on boy bands and military recruitment. It's a reflection of a larger trend in society, where entertainment, sound, and technology converge to create a new form of psychological influence. As we become increasingly immersed in digital environments, it is crucial to remain aware of the ways in which these tools can be used to shape our thoughts, behaviors, and, ultimately, our lives. The Simpsons, it seems, was ahead of its time in recognizing the potential dangers of such technologies, and their ability to manipulate us in ways we may not even realize.